Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, Pakistan's volleyball is on an absolute roll. It's been fantastic the way things have been going. If we talk about the Asian Under-18 Volleyball Championship, we'll talk about that in detail as well. Pakistan has started off brilliantly. They beat Korea in their initial match as well. And we always talk about the talent, but I'm very, very happy that now it's been recognized. The limelight is there. They beat arch rival India in their second game as well, and like I said, it is a fantastic moment for the youth side of volleyball. The men's side, senior men's side has already been performing well, but these under 18 boys have surely surprised us as well. They take on Kuwait now today in their third encounter, and we're very, very hopeful for some great results in the Asian Under-18 Volleyball Championship as well. So we're going to be talking about that in detail. Then, of course, we've got some news coming from the world of cricket as well. When you talk about Pakistan Cricket Board, Waqar Yunus is tipped to take over cricketing affairs at PCB. He, of course, as advisor to the chairman PCB initially, will be looking after affairs and everything related to cricket matters. That includes domestic cricket, international cricket, fitness, selection committee matters, cricket operations. Then, of course, a very pertinent subject of NOCs, everything will be looked after Waqar Yunus as the head of cricketing affairs. So we'll talk about that in detail as well. What that development means is something that is very, very important. So we're going to be talking about that as well. But initially, we of course talk about volleyball, and like I said, that the Under-18 Championship so far has been terrific for Pakistan. It's been great news. So we're going to be talking about that in detail as well. And I'm very honored to be joined by the head coach of the Pakistan Under-18 volleyball team, Saeed Ahmed Khan, who joins us. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Thank you very much. I am fine.
Well, Saeed Saab, I met you in studios a while back, and I know that your vision and your approach was very, very solid towards Pakistan volleyball. But how do you highlight these two performances? We beat Korea, but beating India has to be a very special moment for these young boys.
Yes, obviously, this competitions for me and Pakistan is very interesting. That in our group was D is including the four teams: Pakistan, India, Korea, and Kuwait. And we played last two match. First match against Korea. Korea was very good team, and tactically he is very strong. But we have the plans, and accordingly we go to the Poland and win the easily 3-2. And after that, you know that our traditional opponent of the India's either cricket, hockey, and other teams, other games, they like volleyball. We are aggressive on him, and our guys sure or really they are very excited to play against India. And last night I was in the meeting of the players and analyzing all players of the Indian. Believe me, the Indians is a very good team, and they have the average height is 197 centimeters. It is very tall as compared to Pakistan team. So we have a very solid blocks, solid transition, solid service, and I gave some extra mentality approach to the players to how can overcome the difficulties and critical situations in that games.
Certainly. Saeed Saab, when you talk about these young boys at this young level, obviously they're putting in a lot of effort. You have been working with them for quite some time. What is the mindset that you're giving them? Because obviously this is a very important tournament, and apart from physical strength, they need to be mentally very tough as well.
Yes, obviously you are telling right, because physically conditions apart, but the mentally and devotion of their interest in the games. So being a coach, it is my basic responsibility to grow up the mentality of the boys. As compare psychologically affects all the impact of this tournaments and this competition. So I grow the boys to develop how to tackle the critical situations in the competition, especially is the very close opponent like India. Our guys was very excited at that situations because we never gave the chance to India to overcome on us. But the some situation is that in the second set is sometimes the India's become very good. But and that time I took some extraordinary plan to the boys, and that situations. So the situation is that the mentality strongness of the guys is very important for that.
Said Saab, let me ask you something very personal regarding volleyball in Pakistan. It's great now that it's being recognized, all the performances of this under 18 team and the senior team right now. A lot of people have now started saying that from now we need to have a vision that we need to qualify for the 28 Olympics in LA. But for that we need a consistent model, a regular model of volleyball in Pakistan. Do you also believe that we need to now focus on developing this young team into a process where they will be representing Pakistan in the future in Olympics?
Yes, you are telling right. Because our federations, especially our chairman Chaudhry Mohammad Yaqub Saab's, is very keen interest to develop our grassroots as well in volleyball. So we are making the high performance centers. First of all, we give some high education for the coaches, develop the coaches, and other. We make some different center of all over the country, and we will do the tryout to get some young talents in and get together to train them, and inshallah, hopefully, we will success in these missions. Now, and about your questions, I worked with these guys the last 2 years. The guys when the guys come here, they raw hand. I trained him like a soldier, like a one man. So this is very important to the training and physical conditions apart the nutrition. Nutrition is very important. And unfortunately, in Pakistan, we have not sufficient nutrition during training, but our federations give some extra to diet to provide him, because federations have very limited resources. So if any our governments from government sides we can sponsor and supervision from the government sides, we are very keen to near to the Olympics and other international competitions.
But Saeed Saab, finally, I must ask you, what is your message to the Pakistani community that is supporting you? Of course, the fans, everybody, we're giving them updates as well about this tournament. What is your message to the Pakistani fans?
Yeah, being Pakistani, I requested to do my beloved nations to pray us for that next groups, because next groups we have will meet and against Chinese Taipei and Japan's as well. They are a very strong team, and they pray for us. Inshallah, you will be seen that never disappointed from my side, my team. Inshallah, we will do better.
Inshallah, Saeed Saab, the next time I talk to you, I am very hopeful, inshallah, that we will be talking to the champions of this tournament as well. So congratulations from our side and the Pakistani nation at this point, and all the best for the next part of the tournament.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Saeed, who's the coach of this under-18 team that is doing a fantastic job so far. They beat Korea. That was a very, very tactical game, because we know the strength of the Korean team as well. And beating arch rivals India 3-0, absolutely giving them no quarter in this game as well, was absolutely brilliant. And next they face Kuwait. So this is going to be an interesting encounter today as well. But I am personally very hopeful that we're going to win this championship and inshallah give these boys a hero's welcome. That's what they deserve when they come back as well. We've got a report on this as well. Let's take a look and then we continue.
Pakistan under-18 volleyball team grabbed a dominating win against India in the 15th Asian Men's Under-18 Volleyball Championship in Bahrain. Pakistan dominated in all three departments of the game. Pakistan defeated India with an impressive 3-0 scoreline. The set points were 25-20, 29-27 and 25-15. Notable contributions from Ajmal Junaid, Abu Bakr, Mohammad Yahya and Mohammad Anas were crucial in securing this win. Their exceptional play and coordination on the court were key to Pakistan's success. Pakistan beat South Korea by 3-2 in first match. The chairman of the Pakistan Volleyball Federation has also announced a reward of $100 for each player and coaching staff for beating India. Pakistan's next match is scheduled against Kuwait on July 30.
Well, there you have it. All you need to know about the performance of this Pakistan under-18 team in this Asian Championship in this report by Sabah. And like I said, that we're all very hopeful. We're proud of these boys. and all the best to them for the future course of the tournament as well. We're hoping for victories, inshallah, and like I said, we celebrate them as heroes. Now we come back to cricket, and for our cricket segment, first of all, joining us in studios is cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter, and our sports expert, Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. Asif, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. Not too bad, Ahmed.
Great. Thank you for joining us. We've also been joined by first-class cricketer and cricket expert Kashif Majid. Assalamu alaikum, Kashif. How are you?
Walaikum salam. Perfectly all right.
Right, Kashif. So it's big news from Pakistan cricket so far. Waqar Younis is going to take over cricketing affairs. How do you see this development? And of course, considering this at a time where there are a lot of things overshadowing Pakistan cricket.
Let's hope this becomes a big news as well as a good news, because I'm still hopeful that Waqar will be working with the committee, with the team, because if we are doing something single-handedly, most probably you'll end up on the wrong side of decisions. But as far as we know, Waqar, he has got history, a good one, and slightly not the good one. I still believe this is just the start of giving cricketing affairs to the cricketers, and most probably we'll be seeing more of the ex-cricketers coming into this lineup, and most probably Waqar will be working with some of those cricketers or ex-cricketers, and this is good because when we talk about Pakistan Cricket Board, it has to be managed by different professionals, and we talk about cricketing affair, it has to be managed by cricketing officials, and the administrative affairs remains with all those guys who are brilliant in administration, and we know the way Mohsin Naqvi Saab was working, it's marvelous. And second important thing, when we talk about this year or the coming year, few months time we'll be hosting Champions Trophy. I think with the presence of Waqar and most probably some other cricketers, our cricket will be on the right direction, and or most probably all those NOCs issues, all those cricketing related issues will be solved by then and there by the cricketers.
Well, certainly. I mean, on a lighter side, we also have a Waqar. He heads a lot of affairs on our end.
And he single-handedly on these.
Absolutely. He gives everybody a tough time. But right now we talk about PCB as well. So the exact designation is advisor to the chairman on cricketing affairs for Waqar Younis. Asif, how do you see this development first of all?
Well, to be honest, that tried and tested man. The approach is good that you're bringing
a cricketer, yes.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to raise a couple of questions, if you allow me.
Please.
First of all, you remain fast bowling coach. What was the result? You remain head coach for Pakistan cricket team. We didn't win any ICC event or big tournaments. Even we lost the bilateral series as well. And now you're bringing that face again. I think you should have tried a new guy, and we have several former test cricketers, big names. But I think once again bringing Waqar Younis is not a good idea. I strongly agree with Kashif Majid that if you are bringing a guy who is just going with the cricketing affairs, and the chairman cricket board is just doing his work, his managerial work, it's a very, very good idea. I appreciate. But the right person is really, really important on this position. Waqar Younis, lots of controversies in the past. When he was the head coach, I had shared several stories here. But even then, if Mohsin Naqvi got some trust over him, then I think that give him some chance, give him some time. Maybe this time he'll come up with new ideas.
Different Waqar Younis.
Different Waqar Younis, not like Waqar William. So I think that he will do something better for Pakistan.
But certainly, but I think Asif raises a very pertinent point, and that is obviously because in the past, I want to see how the players react to it as well. Because between the players and Waqar, it has been, certain quarters have not been on the right direction. But obviously, I think, people change. That's how the general rhetoric is.
Ahmed, that's fine. But only one question. You have given him 2-3 chances. What was the outcome? That's the question. Either Pakistan have won any ICC event. The answer is no. Then why you are bringing him back? That's the question.
So that should be our criteria for bringing anyone into the Pakistan.
See, if you're not performing well, definitely we won't get another chance, isn't it? Isn't it? Do you agree with me or not?
I know people who still had chances and they were not performing. So I guess if I look at them, I say give him a chance. But I like your statement where you say let's give him a chance. So that is important. But the structure of it, Kasif, has to be very important because this is a whole set of affairs. I mean, we start from international cricket, selection policies, fitness criteria, NOC becomes a very important subject. obviously the players are going to, look into this very seriously, how NOC matters are dealt with. Then you come down to domestic cricket, grassroots cricket, and then you come down to, I think, many more affairs of Pakistan cricket that will be part of his job description.
I guess first of all, I start my answer with an objection to K. Asif's response. Waqar William is one of those brilliant guys who haven't have any go-to with any players sitting here or in MCR. So let's K. Asif, let's not get into this because we know Waqar William for certain reasons. Second important thing is, yes, Waqar Yunus. We do talk about Waqar Yunus. We do talk about his history. We do talk about how he manages when he was head coach or he was part of the Pakistan Cricket Board. Coming back to Waqar Yunus, looking back again towards him, that means that he most probably he has changed over the some years, or most probably the Pakistan Cricket Board wanted a familiar face or a superstar face to present to the world, and this is most probably the answer or the conclusion. We do have certain faces, we do have certain people who've been working so hard in domestic arena, who've been working so hard in domestic cricket, and we can name them the likes of Yunus Khan, Rashid Latif and all those guys. But importantly, Waqar will be working, I still, before answering that, I still want to find out his role in the Pakistan, the GD, the job description itself, what he'll be doing. Most probably he'll be the guy who will be listening to all the cricketing related affairs from the cricketers or from the current players. So, and then conclusion will be, shifted towards the chairman for his actions. But if that is the role, I still strongly recommend that he'll be requiring a certain team, because going through the domestic cricket, the international players, the NOCs and all those cricketing matters, it's just not easy. And yes, K. Asif, let's give him a chance. Let's find out if he has changed. And the previous Waqar, he has so many issues with the players, that most probably that thing can be a thing of the past.
But certainly, I think the biggest subject in all of this is how the players react to it. So, Asif, my initial question, it's a bit off from this topic, but it's an important matter, is the criteria of NOCs in Pakistan. How are we supposed to balance it with the players?
Well, it's really important that if two players or, if a player is playing two leagues, that's enough. One Pakistan Super League and allow them one more league, that's it. I think that players from Pakistan, they're playing 3-4 leagues. I do remember that we have Sri Lanka Premier League, Lanka Premier League, then Big Bash, then Bangladesh Premier League, then we have the hundreds in England, then we have in UAE, in World International League. So I think that if a player is playing one more league, then you could manage them. Then see that the question is about the longevity. This is what you raise, Ahmed, lots of time. That we have seen that when the players are playing and they're representing Pakistan, then they suffer, and the outcome is injuries. Naseem Shah, Ehsanullah, I can name Haris earlier. Haris Suhail, he remained injured. So the problem is that when we are giving them NOCs, and as you said that Waqar Yunus will deal all these issues, that either will give the NOC to the players or not, and it's not easy, of course. But as Kashi was saying, that maybe we require a familiar person. Right. I think that we have more than familiar person like Waqar Yunus. We have some other names. I could take more names, like we have Javed Miandad, a legend. We have some other names. They never remain controversial.
Waqar Yunus, right. I think it's all about a lot of these people, because I think the process was very plain, direct. We didn't see that happening over there as well. There were so many people, but just for the record, I just want to highlight something very important. Of course, all of our viewers for Sports Extra have been watching us regularly on PTV World, so thank you very much to you. But also, we're simultaneously live on the platform of Facebook on PTV Sports Official. So everybody who's tuning into Facebook Live, thank you very much to you as well. We're going to include all of your questions and all comments. You're going to be part of the show from now on as well. So on a regular basis, you can watch us on Facebook Live on PTV Sports Official and of course on PTV World. So first of all, Mohammad Anwar Noori on Facebook Live is saying Waqar Yunus is not right. So that is the
well, thank you very much, gentlemen, agreeing with me. Thank you very much.
So the first comment is right, falls into Asif's court, and he's certainly very yellow about it right now. So that is the case. But Kashif, this NOC question seems to be a very personal subject for players at least. And you know, in modern day cricket, it has come to a point where majority players don't even take central contracts anymore. But in Pakistan, dynamics are different. So how do we balance this now?
Let's try to create an organogram for this NOC. There are two type of cricketers playing right now. One, a centrally contracted cricketer who is a current cricketer, and of course a centrally contracted. But simultaneously there is a cricketer who's a current cricketer but not centrally contracted. So again, when we talk about centrally contracted, there are certain players who play all the three formats of the cricket, and there are certain players who are not playing three formats. Maybe they are playing one format or two formats at that. So we have to categorize. When there is a request for an NOC from a player, we have to judge whether this player is required in the coming 2 or 3 months in any form of the cricket, or this player requires for Pakistan duty in coming 1 month's time, or we are investing on him for the longer term. So this is how it can be done. We cannot come up with one solution for everybody, that everyone can play, or anyone can play only 2 leagues.
But Kashif, then we need to treat it like a subject of ex-Pakistan leave, not something of an egoistic issue for anyone.
The important thing, Ahmed, is how we communicate our decision as a PCB, how PCB communicate their decision to the player. Although we strongly believe there is a financials involved when we talk about those franchise cricket. Saying a no to certain $1,000 is just not easy for a player, and he can argue again to the PCB guys that I am free right now, I don't have any cricketing commitment, so why not you are giving me NOC? Because that was exactly done with the case of Usama Mir, because he was free and he was not playing any cricket, and he asked for that NOC, which was denied. So this argument can be put forward. But for me, it's a solution where we can see we want to develop our player, or we want to just trick them to stay in Pakistan, within the boundaries of Pakistan, and couldn't play anywhere. So this has to be done on a case-to-case basis, because we cannot come to the single decision for every player.
Yes, Mr. Asif.
Well, I would like to ask a couple of questions from my respected brother.
Yes.
Kashif.
Straight away, single and let me face most of the deliveries.
Okay. Kashif, first of all, see that when we talk about the, plenty of dollars, amount is coming, and we're not looking towards nationalism. First of all, the nationalism is very, very important. Haris Rauf said that I'm not available for the test cricket, and he went for the big bash. The second question is that the players who are in the contract, then the PCB is bound. Either they're giving them NOC or not. I mean, this is fair. There is no need to initiate any sort of debate, isn't it?
Yes. For Haris Rauf, as a player, I still believe the PCB haven't worked a single day to develop Haris Rauf into white clothing cricketer, or a test cricketer, or a 4-day cricketer. How many times the PCB or the coaches have asked Haris Rauf to come and play a 4-day match for any respective side? He developed through a different mode of operations, that fast track into Pakistan, even different mode of cricketing operations. That was basically through Lahore Qalandars development program. PCB was just not there for Haris Rauf until unless he became a star for Lahore Qalandars. He visited Australia, played in their big bash, and then become a Pakistan player. So anything he knows about cricket is a white ball cricketer. That's it. Anything he knows how to go about his business, that is the white ball in his hand. So he is not a developed player. He is not a guy who has played a 3-day, 2-day, 4-day cricket in his early days. He's against, I think he's 27, 28. So starting 4-day cricket in the age of 27, 28 is just not wise for me. But I strongly believe he should have played. He should have played, and we have seen that he started playing red ball cricket and got injured in the second innings of the very first test match. So this is the answer to Haris Rauf query. Second important thing when we talk about dollars, Asif, these guys are professionals. They are paid player from PCB. Contracted means you're an employee of PCB, and you are asking for an NOC as a request base. Sir, I am right now, I have nothing to do within the boundaries of Pakistan. You know, no cricket is happening. For instance, in Pakistan, starting from May to the late of August, there is no serious cricket happens in Pakistan. You know, this is rainy season, monsoon season, or everything falls in between that. So if within those time period, if a player wanted to go abroad and seek some dollars plus seek some experience of sharing dressing room and the boundary within the boundary and pitches and all those things with quality cricketers around the globe, what's the harm in this? We know for a fact that certain cricketers, we develop them through this franchise model. We can name few players who were just done with their under 19, plugged into the PSL, and the moment they came out of first or second season, they have got the confidence of a star. I still remember Shadab's ball to Yuvraj Singh, the way he said to Sarfaraz that it was hit the pad first. A 18-19-year-old guy coming with that confidence in a Pakistan-India final in the Champions Trophy, some sort of credit should be given to the franchise.
Absolutely, but I think the first part of Asif's question has been addressed, Julie, that Pakistan first. So unless there is no national commitment, then I think that simple policy. But for that, that player needs to be part of that structure where he's supposed to be present for national duty. Any player apart from that, but I think that's where the frequency now comes in if we're increasing air tours and everything in between as well. But I think, Asif, the primary task of Waqar Younis's job, obviously, I think is once again going to come down to what kind of grassroots cricket and domestic cricket are we going to revive in Pakistan?
Well, I think if you allow me, I want to say something about
Yes,
Kashif's statement. Kashif, what about Indian players? They're playing only one league, and that is IPL. So our players, they're playing multiple leagues around the globe. Are we getting some help? Are we improving our quality? The answer is no. This is what we have observed in the international cricket. So I think that when we say one thing, that we will share the dressing room and we'll go and we'll see the different pitches, and then we will improve our abilities, qualities, or our cricket. I think that I don't buy this idea, that because only Indian players, they're the champions. They played the final of the World Test Championship as well, and they played the final of the 50 overs World Cup, and still they play only one league, and that is the IPL. And their cricket board, they don't allow them to go in any other league, first of all. The second thing is that I agree that when there are some monetary aspect and a player who's helping his family, of course that, but this is now responsibility for the Pakistan Cricket Board to increase their wages in terms of their contract. So I think when you're doing this kind of act, it will help their financial issues, and then you can work on their quality. This is my idea.
Well, certainly, and they've already done that as well. So I think they have handsomely improved, and even in the last domestic structure that was announced, they made the minimum wage for a departmental level player as well. For any department, the minimum wage was set at 50,000 Pakistani rupees. So I think the step was in the right direction, but obviously, Asif mentioned longevity and consistency, which becomes very important. But at the same time, Asif, my question remains the same. How do we then develop a consistent structure? You commentated in the school cricket league that happened, the school cricket tournament in Pakistan, in Islamabad particularly. There's been no news about it, any further discussion, deliberation. Did we do one for the girls? That hasn't happened. So these are some very important.
Well, Ahmed, you've been talking about the school and college cricket for a long time, and I think that was the right step taken by the Pakistan Cricket Board, and credit goes to Chairman Pakistan Cricket Board Mohsin Naqvi, the way he started the school cricket, and we are expecting something more from him in terms of college cricket, and domestic cricket is really important. That if Waqar Younis will give his all intention towards the domestic cricket, that how could we improve the quality, that Tony Hamming is there. The question was the quality of pitches. Now each and everything is set. You got the right person for the right position. When I'm talking about the pitches, he remained with the ICC, the curator, the best curator in the world. Now when he will be working with the PCB staff, might be the upcoming season we'll see some new pitches in this domestic circuit. If you're improving your domestic cricket, you will get results like India. Because if you see the last T20 of India versus Sri Lanka, that was a very good example for me that the skipper, how he has promoted himself as number 3 batter, and he performed so well for his team and their team won just because he played plenty of domestic cricket and got confidence. So I think that if Waqar Yunus will be working on domestic cricket, on the betterment of the domestic cricket, school college cricket, I'll be definitely supporting him.
Yes, Kashif, domestic cricket becomes a subject, but it all boils down to school cricket, club cricket. That needs a major boost right now in Pakistan.
I still believe we have lost quite few years when the system was shifted from departmental cricket to that region-based cricket. Because on the top we created those 6 teams, and then there is a second layer of teams which is named as second 11. But below those 2 teams there was nothing. There was no club cricket, there was no school cricket, and we talk about 4 to 5 years of a professional athlete, of a cricketer. You know, at the age of 18 he couldn't find any chance. At the age of 23 he was bound to do some job because of those financial reasons, because of any reason you can say. And we most probably we have lost lots of gem of those cricketers who've been just knocking at the door of those under 19
They had
teams.
nothing to do. What would those guys do anyway? I think.
This is where, you know,
The lucky ones moved to USA. The rest of them remained in Pakistan.
yes,
Simple
and
as that.
all those lucky ones, those most probably will be the stars of the future stars of the Pakistan. I just gone through that one of those story. You know, one of my friend came across that on social media. Mukhtar Ahmed, I
Mukhtar
think.
Ahmed, yes,
Yes,
his team won the
his team-
Major League Cricket.
and
yes.
he was performing exceptionally well. And he has played 3 T20s. The first 3 T20s he scored, I guess, 2 50s. The next 3 T20s he couldn't score much. So after just not performing in 3 T20s, he couldn't become part of another series. So 6 T20s for Pakistan, and he was nowhere to be considered.
So these 4 players have the history, but we go towards a short break. We come back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Extra. Of course, we've discussed all these cricketing affairs and subsequently what is to come in the era now of Waqar Yunus when you talk about cricketing affairs. Thank you very much, Kashif Majid, and thank you very much, K. Asif Ahmed, for joining us on Sports Extra. And now we give you our daily updates regarding the Paris Olympics 2024. The medals table has been, of course, very, very competitive. Let's take a look at the latest medal tally in this report.
Battle of medals in Paris Olympics 2024. Japan tops the table with 6 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze medals. France is at second place with 5 gold, 8 silver and 3 bronze medals. China is at third with 5 gold, 5 silver and 2 bronze medals. Australia and South Korea also won 5 gold medals each. USA won 3, Italy, Canada, Hong Kong and Germany won 2 gold medals each.
And there you have it, all you need to know about the latest medal tally in this report by Sabah. And of course, like I said, it's getting very, very competitive. But now we move on to a very concerning subject. When you know about France, we've seen that some things have really been apart from human culture and the basic decency of life there as well. Now, this ban that has been imposed on hijab and its culture has certainly tarnished a lot of players and their participation in the Olympics as well, and has caused real difficulties. We've got a report on that. Let's take a look.
Muslim women athletes are denouncing France for imposing ban on hijab or Muslim headscarf for French athletes at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Australian boxer Tina Rahim, in a statement, said women have the right to choose how they want to dress. The 28-year-old wrote on her Instagram account that she chose to wear the hijab as part of her religion and she's proud to do so. She said one shouldn't have to choose between his or her beliefs or religion or his or her sport. She lamented this is what the French athletes are forced to do so by their government by banning hijab. Rahimi, who is the Australia's first Muslim boxer to compete in the Olympic Games, in her post said discrimination is not welcome in sport, specifically in the Olympics and what it stands for. French sprinter Sonkamba Silla, who is a competitor in the 4x400 meters relay, was banned from taking part in the opening ceremony of the 2024 Paris Olympics because of hijab ban. Following a backlash from some athletes and social media users, French sports minister Amélie Oudéa-Castéra said in an interview with CNN that the issue is solved and Silla was allowed to participate by wearing a cap to cover her hair.
The issue is solved.
It's solved.
Actually, that athlete, Sonkamba Silla, she will be able to participate in the opening ceremony.
There you have it. All you need to know about the proceedings. I think it's absolutely ridiculous when you talk about this scenario. I mean, to be human is to make your own decisions, and that's what makes us different from what technology or what AI that we talk about. So I think that's very important that human culture is respected. All sorts of religion and cultures, despite the differences, sports is one thing that brings us all together. So I think it's absolutely necessary that these voices are raised and they're of course treated with respect as well. On that note, that wraps up Sports Extra. From me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.